Hello, everyone. I am Sean, and welcome to my Horror Corner. As always, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you today watching the video, subscribing, liking, leaving comments. So, thank you so much for doing all those things. You guys are amazing. Absolutely love the horror community. Today, a bonus episode. I'm going to talk to you briefly about Silent Night, Deadly Night, the remake that's out in theaters now. Just got to go see it last night. Um, yeah, so we're going to break it down and talk about it a little bit. Won't be a real long episode. The movie hasn't been out that long, but there will be spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen this film yet, you might try to go catch it first, then come back and watch my video, uh, unless you don't care. And if you don't care, then just watch away. But yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Quick tagline for the film: Santa's gonna slay. Brief synopsis: after witnessing his parents' brutal murder on Christmas Eve, Billy transforms into a killer Santa, delivering a yearly spree of calculated, chilling violence. This year, his blood-soaked mission collides with love as a young woman challenges him to confront his darkness. Film released on December 12, 2025, directed by Mike P. Nelson, written by Mike P. Nelson, based, of course, on the 1984 film Silent Night, Deadly Night, produced by Jeremy Torrey, Tanya Brunell, Scott Schneed, Dennis Whitehead, Jamie Thompson, and Eric Bernard. Cinematography done by Nick Junkersfield. Music by Blitz Berlin. Distributed here in the US by Cineverse, by VV5 Films in Canada. Runtime of 97 minutes. I'm not going to worry about talking about budget, box office, that kind of thing. With it being a new release, it's still out there. But let me talk for a moment about my thoughts on cinematography, score, and story. Um, I think this movie cinematography is good. I think it looks good. It has that feel like an older '80s film. I think they tried to do that. Um, the special effects for this are pretty good, other than an opening scene where Billy's and we'll talk about that when we get to the plot, but where his grandfather dies. Didn't think there's a scene where he like vomits blood basically or coughs up blood, and it just didn't look good. I feel like maybe that was intentional. I feel like it looked that way on purpose, as it was kind of, again, I felt like this movie at times, just the way it looked, was trying to um, kind of give a throwback a little bit and feel and look more like an '80s film than a 2025 film. And I appreciate that because I absolutely love, the '80s slasher movies and the older films like that. So I appreciate that. I just didn't think that one scene looked good. Um, but I like the look of the film and this movie, and I'll get into it more when I start to go through the plot. Um, when it first started and we were getting things going, I appreciate the fact that they I'm trying to think of the right words for it. I don't want to say paid tribute, but maybe that's the right word. They honored the original from 1984, but also put their own twist on it as well. So we weren't like watching a shot for shot remake. But in the beginning, I wasn't sure. As I was watching probably the first, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes of this movie, I wasn't sure what I thought. I wasn't sure if I liked this twist they put on it and kind of what they were doing. So I was sitting there a little skeptical, watching it thinking, damn, this is, I'll be completely honest. First 15 or 20 minutes, I was like, this might be a disappointment. Like, this may not be anywhere near as good as I was hoping. But as the movie progressed, I felt like it got better and better. And I ended up really enjoying this movie by the time it was over. We'll just go ahead and put that out there. Um, yeah, by the time I walked out of the theater, I was like, okay, that was actually really good. I liked that a lot. So I felt like the movie got better as it went on. And it made me then kind of go back, even as I was thinking back on it, getting ready to record today. It made me even appreciate some of those things early in the film that I wasn't sure if I liked or not a little bit more. So I would like to see this again already, to be completely honest with you, with it being the holidays and um, the way things are. I don't know that I'll get to go to the theater to see it again, but I would if I could. I would like to see it again now for sure. So yeah, I highly recommend this movie. But cinematography is good. Score's fine. There's a couple of times it kind of stood out to me. I feel like the sound in this movie, I feel like it's very loud. Um, Maybe that's intentional as well. I just, I mean, things are always louder in a movie theater, but you're going through all of the previews and different things that are happening. Um, and then this movie jumps in and it's just so loud at times, almost too loud in my opinion, but maybe that's because I'm an old man now. But yeah, it's very loud, especially early on. Um, but again, the score's fine. It does what it needs to do. And then as far as the story, I really like this story. I like what they did with this film. I appreciate the twist they put into it. Again, more and more as the movie went on, I liked the direction they went with it, which is a little bit different because there's a kind of a supernatural element to this film, and normally I don't like that. Not that I don't like supernatural films, but I don't like it when you I don't like that being added to something that it wasn't there in the first place. The original Silent Night, Deadly Night, I don't think that, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm going to be watching it probably later today, actually, because I'm going to be doing an episode on it with my friend Aaron very soon. But um, I don't remember a supernatural element to that movie. And when that kind of gets added to a classic slasher, and remakes and stuff like that, I typically am not a fan. I really liked the way this was done, and by the end, I really ended up, like I said, enjoying this more. So, love the story. Cinematography's good. Love the story. Score is fine. Let's briefly talk about the cast. Rohan Campbell, who I'm going to go ahead right here. Most people that know me know I'm not a fan of Halloween Ends. I don't like the way that movie was done. I don't like his character in Halloween Ends. I just didn't. I've said it before. I don't want to make this about Halloween Ends, but if we could have taken Laurie and Michael's character out of that movie and made it its own thing, to where it wasn't a Halloween movie, I think I might would have liked it more. But it just was so disappointing to me the way it was done, and so because of that, and not liking his character of Corey in Halloween Ends, um, I wasn't sure what I thought about him in general. I was intrigued that he was going to be playing Billy, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be a good thing or a bad thing. And I think he's absolutely great in this. Somewhat tempted to even go back and watch Halloween Ends at some point now to see if my opinion changes on him any there, because I thought he was fantastic in this movie. We also have Ruby Modine, David Lawrence Brown, David Tomlinson, Mark Archison, I believe is how you say that. That's the only ones that I'll mention. But all of that being said, I think the cast does a very good job for this film. Just like this movie grows on me as I'm watching it, and I was liking it more and more the more I saw. I felt like there's a lot of that was happening with this cast as well. The character of Pam, I wasn't sure what I thought about her initially. By the time the movie was over, I liked her. So I feel like a lot of aspects about this film. I mean, yes, you've got your characters you're not supposed to like. That makes sense. But this movie does such a nice job, especially as the twist comes up and you find out different things that are going on. By the end of this film, I really liked the character of Billy, and I really liked the character of Pam. And Billy's a killer, right? So I mean, I don't think you're supposed to like Billy, but I did by the end of this movie. And again, Pam it does some things as well that are somewhat questionable, but by the end of the movie, I really liked her. So I really think this film did an excellent job of building its story, building its characters, and bringing you in. Like I said, the movie only has a runtime of 97 minutes, but after that first 15 or 20 minutes, I was getting pulled in and just found myself, again, by the end of it, absolutely loving it. And that's all the way around the story, the characters, the cast. I mean, everything I thought was done very, very well. Let's go ahead. May have, typically when a movie's this new, there's not a lot of production things out there to talk about. Just a couple of things briefly that I'll mention. The film premiered at the Fantastic Fest on September 21st of 2025 before being released in theaters just a few days ago. This is the second remake of the 1984 film. It's the seventh installment overall in the franchise. In 2020, there was a pitch for a remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night with a robotic Santa that had gone haywire. But it was rejected due to it deviating too far from the original source material. I feel like that movie got made anyway, just under a different title. I could be wrong, but I feel like I saw something last year that was an animatronic robotic Santa that went haywire and started killing a bunch of people. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really think that movie exists. I don't know if it came from this, but I feel like I've seen that. So, but I'm glad they didn't go that route with this. This was done very, very well. This is not probably what I expected fully, but I absolutely, again, really like the way it was done. Even just sitting here talking about it this morning, I already want to go see this movie again, and I'm already finding myself enjoying it more. Let's go ahead and get into the plot. I am going to be spoiling some things here. Having only seen the movie once and it being pretty new, don't know how detailed this plot walkthrough will be, but let's go ahead and try to cover the basics. The opening scene, and this is kind of what I was talking about. We get Billy as a child. There's a very creepy old lady in this opening scene. We find out Billy and his parents have gone to see his grandfather. Like I said, we get this opening with the creepy lady talking to Billy. You kind of wonder what that's about. Turns out to be nothing other than a creepy old lady. Um, Billy's sitting there with his mom. His dad finally comes back out. Apparently, his dad has had some things he needs to take care of with the grandpa first. That Billy is allowed to go see the grandpa. You kind of, you get some good interaction between Billy and his grandpa there for a little bit. Just, I mean, fine. And then the grandpa suddenly gets very sick. He starts coughing. He's needing water, and then he starts coughing up blood. And then we cut to Billy and his parents in the car, and we find out that Billy's grandpa died. Um, but as they're there in the car, we also get to see a scene that comes back during this time in this nursing home facility. We see a janitor that appears to be staring at Billy's mom, and it seems very, very creepy. And Billy sees him. Um, if you've seen the original, I feel like you kind of know where that character is going to come back into play. But again, there's a twist later on. But after they've left, Billy's mom is asking Billy's dad if everything got taken care of, and he's telling her yes, everything was signed, everything's fine. They pull up to a stop sign, and a car pulls up behind him, and then this janitor from the nursing home, uh, dressed in a Santa Claus outfit, ends up running into their car. When Billy's dad gets out to talk to him, he ends up shooting and killing Billy's dad. He then also goes over and is killing Billy's mom. Now she is able to, I believe, kick him in the throat with like a heel, so he gets stabbed in the throat and is laying there on the ground dying, but does manage to shoot and kill Billy's mom in the process. Um, Billy gets out of the car and goes up to him, and the janitor who's laying there, and we find out his name is Charlie, extends his hand, and then initially when Billy takes his hand, we get a cut back to present time. Billy is having nightmares about these things, so we don't know exactly what was going on there, but it does come back into play. Again, opening scene is fine. Um, I was questioning things a little bit here, just again because I didn't think the special effects. I just didn't think the grandpa coughing up the blood scene looked good. I didn't like the way it looked, and just wasn't sure what I thought about exactly what was going to happen here. Billy, like I said, he's having nightmares about these things, and we also pick up immediately as an adult that he's hearing voices, and these voices are talking to him, somewhat telling him what to do, but also just having like casual conversation with him. And I wasn't sure what I thought about that as well. I'm like, okay, that initial scene didn't look great. These voices are weird. Like, what the hell is going on? That was my thought here for the opening. So I wasn't sure if I really liked it. Um, Going back now after getting through the film, I have a much more appreciation for it. And like I said, I already want to see the movie again because I'd like to see that now, knowing where it's going. But like I said, we cut Billy's hearing voices in an adult, and he's arrived in this new town, and we kind of find out that again, not to go through every little detail since this movie's so new, but we kind of find out that basically every year around Christmas, Billy has this advent calendar, and he is killing on the days leading up to Christmas and then putting blood in his advent calendar. And we can tell that he's been doing this for a while. These voices are kind of guiding him in this and seem to be telling him who to kill. Um, he gets a job in this like Christmas shop. He goes to work for this gentleman named Mr. Sims. He meets Mr. Sims' daughter, Pamela. You can tell that he's very interested in her. The two of them get along very well, working together. They're going to end up forming this relationship. We also find out that uh, kids are going missing, that someone that they're referring to as the Snatcher is kidnapping kids, and the police are investigating that, so they're coming around. One of the police officers' name is Max. We find out that he is Pam's ex-boyfriend, that he is abusive. So we're just kind of getting some things unfolding. We do, though, then get a good kill. There's an older gentleman that comes in the Christmas shop there and kind of appears to be flirting with Pam, and you can tell that really bothers Billy, and he's hearing this voice that's telling him that this guy needs to be the next victim, and we do get to see Billy kill him. Um, I talked about Pam being a little different as well. There's a scene where she invites Billy to go to her son's, I believe it's like a hockey game. And while they're there, a couple of other kids are picking on her son, and Pam kind of loses it and go out and beats the shit out of these kids. It's a funny scene, but at the same time, I was like, damn, this woman's crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Max, the police officer, ends up kind of getting her out of trouble. But we see that Pam has some issues as well. We see Max's cringy obsession with her. Um, we've heard about these kids that are going missing. We've seen Billy kill this one guy. And Billy also meets a woman there at the hockey game that seems pretty crazy. Also, totally drawing a blank on her name, but she ends up being one of the next people that the voice tells Billy to kill. And so he ends up going and arriving. He's not even sure what's going on. This voice is just guiding him. And the name that he is referring to this voice as is Charlie, which we find out later is the janitor from the beginning of the film. Charlie leads him to this party, basically, where it's like a Nazi party. A bunch of white supremacists are having this party, and this lady is running things. And Billy ends up getting an axe, and a very fun scene where he just goes crazy at this party, killing a bunch of people with an axe. A lot of good kills, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. Very fun scene. I think this is where I was already, my opinion was changing on the film, and I was enjoying it more. But I loved the scene. I thought it was so much fun. A little bit later on, I'm just trying to cover a few things here and there, cover the basics. Mr. Sims, Pamela's dad, he is outside and he hears some noises. He finds a kid in a car, but then when he's going to save this kid, someone shows up and ends up shooting and killing him. The Snatcher shows up and shoots and kills Mr. Sims. And then in the morning, mourning by being sad. I don't mean like the next morning, mourning over him and being sad. Pamela tells Billy that she wished Santa Claus was real and could grant her the wish of being able to get this killer and torture him and kill him. And Billy tells her that he could make her dream come true. And Billy then reveals his story to her. And so we kind of get all of this. So we find out that when Charlie, this janitor, killed Billy's parents and was laying there on the ground dying, and Billy went to him and they took hands, that this like electronic energy thing happened, and Charlie basically transformed this power into Billy, where Charlie now guides him. But we find out that these people that Charlie is leading Billy to kill are not innocent, good people. The guy that came in the Christmas shop that Billy ended up going and killing had killed his wife and was abusive towards her. Again, these Nazi people were not good people that Billy had killed. So basically, we find out that Charlie is guiding him to finding people that are naughty. The throwback there to the original film. And so the people that Billy are killing, he's not killing innocent, good people. He's killing bad guys. He's almost like a vigilante, basically, at this point, and he's being guided by Charlie's spirit. Sounds a little odd, but I really like the way they went with this. I like the way they did this. There's Bella's opinion. It all looked so good and was done so well that I really like this twist on this film. Billy and Pam end up finding out who this Snatcher guy is, finding out where the Snatcher guy is, thanks to Charlie. They end up going to his location. They find some kids. They're saving some of these kids. And then the Snatcher guy shows up and attacks Pam. Billy is able to save her and kill the Snatcher, but in the process, the Snatcher also stabs Billy multiple times, and so he is wounded as well. Billy does kill, like I said, the Snatcher, and then as he starts to leave this area and get away, Max, the police officer, shows up and shoots Billy, killing, fatally wounding him. He hasn't died yet. Pam comes out and finds him, and Billy basically ends up then transferring what he had with Charlie over to Pam. So now she is going to be able to, she has a kind of a fight with Max there and ends up like biting his nose off to injure him. And then that's when Billy transforms his power into her. So now we find out that basically Pam is going to become the one. We find out that Max, this police officer, was also one of the ones that was assisting. He was part of this group that was kidnapping and killing these kids. So even though he's a cop, he's not a good guy. We already knew he was abusive towards her, but now we find out he's also responsible for these children being kidnapped and killed. And so Pam gets Billy's axe and ends up killing Max. And then, she's hearing Billy's voice. So basically what Billy had with Charlie, now Pam has with Billy, where he's going to guide her and she could be the one killing the naughty people. And that's pretty much the film. Again, that's a very quick rundown of it all. But I really liked this story. I thought the performances were outstanding. Uh, the movie got me really into the characters of Billy and Pam primarily. Um, I just think this was very well done all the way around. Great story, solid performances, looks good, some really good kills, good special effects. Other than that opening scene, um, yeah. By the time I walked out of the movie theater, I was fully on board. I really enjoyed this movie. I already want to see it again. I really like what they did with this. Just enough. There's a kill, I believe, in the scene where Billy's got the axe and he's killing the Nazi people. There is one scene where he ends up killing one girl by pushing her onto like a deer head that's been on the wall. Kind of a throwback to a scene in the original Silent Night, Deadly Night as well. There, I thought they did an excellent job of paying just enough tribute to the original, but then also doing their own thing with it and making their own thing very grabbing. I really liked where this went. I was enjoying, like I said, I keep saying it. I was enjoying the movie more and more as it went on, liking the characters more and more as it went on. And I think Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 is a huge hit. I really like this movie. I hope we get another one. Maybe following Pam now, we can continue with Billy's character since he's the one guiding her. So I hope we get another one in this franchise. I would like to see something else done now following this storyline because I was so pleased with this movie last night. My scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Silent Night, Deadly Night. Was it excellent? No. Was it perfect? No. But it was really good. I'm going to say 8. 8 out of 10 for Silent Night, Deadly Night. And it might grow on me and get a little more the more I watch it because I really enjoyed this movie last night. So 8 out of 10 for me on the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. If you've seen it, I want to know what you thought. Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Do you like the twist and where they went with the story, these performances, these characters? Let me know what you think about this movie if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend going and checking it out. Hit the like button for me today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I've got some really fun episodes coming up this week. I'll be talking about the movie Frozen from 2010, not Elsa singing Let It Go, the Frozen with the ski lifts. I'm going to be talking about Krampus. I'm going to be talking about Gremlins. So a lot of fun episodes coming up. So yeah, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Follow me on social media. I'm pretty much on everything out there. Just search Sean's Horror Corner. You'll find it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll be back tomorrow to talk to you about Frozen. Thank you so much.